90% of us magicians are always trying to figure out what the next best piece of magic is going to be. But what we should really be focusing on is how can we make the magic that we already do more powerful. And a book that I want to recommend to everyone, which has been one of the most important books that I've ever read to do with magic, is this book. Maximum Entertainment, Director's Notes for Magicians and Mentalists by Ken Webber. This is the original. There is now a 2.0 version, which looks a little bit like this. And I'll leave a description in a link and a description in a link. I'll leave a link in the description. That's what I'm going to do today. So the reason this book is so important is there's no magic in it. As a magician, you've probably already got tons of magic that you can perform already. This book is all about how to make that more powerful. It gives a guide on scripting, performance style, no matter if you're doing close-up magic or stage magic. It doesn't matter if you're a professional or an amateur. A lot of the stuff in it will seem obvious at the time, but unless you've ever been in the situations that he describes in here, you wouldn't necessarily know. So it goes into depth in how to prepare for a theatre show, what you should expect from the teams when you arrive from the theatre, what kind of microphones you should be using, and stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think of, like if you get a volunteer on stage, how are you going to mic them, lighting, how to cut out all the waffle from magic, which is something that every magician and probably most performers that perform in similar style to magicians probably all suffer with. I know I suffer with it. Very often we struggle to keep things to the point. And I know when I performed in the West End, something I used to say way too much was great stuff. When I'd get a volunteer up, I'd say, come and stand here, great stuff. And then I'd bring over a table and I'd do a trick and I'd say great stuff. And I used to say great stuff all the time. And I never realized that until the director of that show, Impossible Show, mentioned it to me and said, look, you're repeating words way too much, and you don't really notice these things until someone tells you. The good thing about this book is it tells you all stuff like to make sure you record yourself performing the tricks before you get out into the real world and try them out. So I think every magician should own this book and should read it. This is permanently on my bookshelf, and every few months and every few years I get it out and I reread it. And I make notes in it and I highlight bits so that every time I go back through the book, it's easy for me to find the gems, which is something I do with all my books. All my books are full of highlights. So if you're a magician, I recommend you get this book. I've left the link in the description if you do want to check it out. I've got lots of content still to come, so if you want to check out the latest videos that I do, please subscribe, and that will mean a lot to me, and click the like button. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a great day.